Hello. Last time on SeptumSin versus the World, the boys went on a road trip and went grocery shopping. Really? Grocery shopping? I mean, you check it out. They didn't buy a single movie on that. Shame on them. Oh well, I'm a hamburger from hell.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Alright, SeptumSin versus the World, pickup number 46! Yeah, 46.
Am I on the right channel?
Yes. We are doing a special episode today in commemoration of the Rebel Gaming Club, who actually lent us some music for our new intro, which is a snazzy intro. Now, because of that, we're going to totally revamp the format of our show, and it's going to be all Rebel Gaming Club type themes. We're going to do all video games all the time, no more movies, no more books, no more any of that stuff. Hey, you get back here. Get back here.
What do you mean no more movies?
I'll let you have a slideshow or two, but we're going to do mostly video games here, and I've got a whole backlog of video games I've been saving for this whole event.
I don't think Phil agrees with you.
Yeah, well. Any case, I'm going to get things started off. I got this a large amount of PS4 stuff that I had taken care of, and this is stuff I've picked up over the last 6 months. I've just kind of only been able to share one at a time because it's just been, you gotta do the movies, you gotta do the books. Well, I didn't do the books, but, that sort of thing.
Reading's good, okay?
So I'm going to show you some of the cool stuff I've picked out on my PS4. So first off, I've got ukulele. Now ukulele is supposed to be fun. It's one of those like adventure games like Banjo-Kazooie and all that stuff. It's like Mario.
Mario.
Yeah. You got it.
Yes.
And of course, for those of you
all I need to know in life I learned from Mario. I saw that shirt today.
For everything that you're going to look for, I got a surprise at the end. Big purchase I made not long after I got this place. And you're going to have to wait till the end for that. So, next up, Yakuza Kiwami. As you can see, this is a Steelbook edition. Unfortunately, I found out that it is very cheap. Of course, I got it very cheap. I got it at GameStop for $14, which is still around $14. But it's a remake of the original Yakuza game. Really cool, open world, like a semi-RPG martial arts type thing. And I also have Yakuza 0, but that was in another pickup a while back. So, Watch Dogs 2. My wife gave me this. We played it for a little bit. We put it down, but you're gonna, you can do stuff. You can control things. You can actually, you can hack into things. It's a hacker series.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say for a minute there, you described just about every video game out there.
All right, Valkyria Chronicles. This is a freaking awesome game. They remastered it. It's a strategy, real-time strategy. Has a kick-ass anime that goes with it. Steelbook release. Got it when it first came out. Haven't touched it. Plan to.
Isn't that one Rocky was going on about?
Yes.
It actually does look good.
I also have the sequel, and then the 4th game is coming out soon, so it's going to be really good. All right, Uncharted 4. This one has spectacular reviews. The Uncharted series is known for all these wonderful things. I haven't played a single game from the series, but I have all the games, so eventually I'm going to get to it. You're going to hear a similar theme throughout most of this. Of course, Star Ocean. I actually like Star Ocean. I really enjoyed the second game, second story, or Star Story, something like that. It was actually really good on the PlayStation 1. So I said, I'll give this stuff a try. So I ended up getting it. It was pretty cheap. It was actually cheaper than the $17 here on this list. Well worth checking out. Alright, one I actually beat. South Park, Fractured But Whole. Not only have I beaten it, I have actually beaten the DLC that they have there. It's really fun. You get to make your own superhero. You get to customize your superhero powers, and it's like the first South Park game. It's like playing a long South Park episode. I think you've even seen me play some of this.
A little bit. Did I play any of the first one? I don't remember.
You might have. It's a fun game. It really is. And
South Park is fun.
this Steelbook edition
Weird.
came with a copy of the first game, so you could play that on PlayStation 4. Alright, one I got for really cheap, Sexy Brutale, Full House Edition. This is like a murder mystery in a casino, and you're supposed to solve the mystery as to who killed who.
I see.
I saw him play it on Reach Select, so I thought it would be good to have.
Interesting. Welcome to the never-ending masked ball where everyone dies.
Including me. That's why I haven't played it.
No one knows survivors.
Alright, so then we got Ultimate Ninja Storm 4.
Ooh.
Now this is a Naruto fighting game, again 3D fighter, and it has almost every character, which includes, it has the Season Pass content on it as well. There are a lot of characters.
Yeah.
So I've got the third one as well. I played a little bit of the third one. I thought it was kind of fun, so this is good. Yeah, take a look.
That has Boruto characters as well?
Yes.
That is a lot of characters.
That is a lot of characters. Last but not least on my PS4 pickups, we have Kingdom Hearts 2.8, which is the last Kingdom Hearts release game until 3. So we've had 1, 2, and a million side games. This is the last side game. Highest amount of graphics, highest fidelity there.
Why stop at 8?
So, you know, it also has Birth by Sleep on it, and Kingdom Hearts X Black Clover, which is a cinematic story. So, I'm eventually going to play all the Kingdom Hearts games. So. But I beat the first one, so I can beat the others. I just have to get the time. You know, my 1 to 2 hours for gaming a week, I think I can fit that in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you'll get through all these games in, 10 years.
Yeah, well, maybe.
PlayStation 4. They don't know PlayStation 4 until they played the greatest game on the system. Life of Black Tiger. Oh, how I love eating those little animals.
Well, you know, go ahead.
Well, this week, in the wake of Jurassic World, we've got a few movies coming out. Have a look.
Okay, we're done with your movie stuff. We're on with the video games. Alright, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Alright, now, I got here, E3 had a lot of good stuff going on. And this here, what are you doing over there?
I just called the Sicario on you.
But at E3, they're talking about doing a sequel to Rage. So I went ahead for a couple of bucks. I picked up a copy of Rage. It's just the disc. But, and I normally like to have the case for these, but, it just is it is. Alright, PlayStation 2. X-Men Legends. Ooh. I need to play this game. I've heard it's really good. I need to get the second one. But I've heard these were really good games. Really fun games. It's like X-Men RPG.
Is this based off the movies, or is this,
It's its own thing, I believe.
Then it's probably good.
Now, when I picked up the PlayStation 2 again, one of the things I thought was really necessary is getting Onimusha titles. These things have never released on any other system. I think that there's like one of them on the Xbox, but otherwise that's it. And that's this Onimusha pack has the 3 movies on it. I mean, 3 movies, the 3 games on it. And they're really good. It's like samurai horror, samurai survival horror. So you go around, you start slashing up zombies with your weapon and doing some damage to those zombies.
Yeah.
It's a fun game system. I really enjoyed it. And I played a little bit of it. It was fun. And of course, this is coming out on the more complex systems, but I also have the Mega Man X collection. Mega Man X was fun. All those games are great. It has 7 games for it. So that's like... what was it? It's X through X6, and then there's another one that's Battle Chasers, which, very good game. Well, good games, so to speak, from the SNES age. Then, of course,
back in the day,
Grandia Extreme, one of the Grandia sequels. I love Grandia. The original game was awesome. Everybody talks about the second game, which I did finally pick up a copy of the second game, so I am looking forward to trying to get into that. I never got to do it. I beat the first one, never got to do the second one. And then, because I'm trying to get in shape, there is some Dance Dance stuff. I got a hold of a bunch of Dance Dance games for nothing, which is Dance Dance Revolution X, Dance Dance Revolution X2, Dance Dance Revolution Extreme 2, by the way, the only one I really play. DDR Max Dance Dance Revolution, and DDR Max 2 Dance Dance Revolution.
Got some dance parties lined up, huh?
I know, we got this going.
So your Max in good working order?
Yep, I'm gonna be rocking out, doing my thing,
Well, if I was watching a movie, which I can't because I'm in hell, but if I was to watch a new movie, it certainly wouldn't be one having to do with PlayStation 2. Yes, unless it's Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat.
Alright, well, DVD releases. What channel do that DVD?
Yeah. Good stuff coming out this week. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. So, let's roll that footage.
right, very good.
Yes.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead this time.
Alright, so one of the coolest things coming out this week will be the Assassination Classroom movie, which, great show. Probably going to be a fun movie. Huh? And you?
Yeah, well, I think that's enough movie talk right now. Any case, let's get back to it.
Let's call some of Koro Sensei's students, get them over here.
Let's see. Now we got the Xbox. Well, the Xbox 360. I have a few Xbox games, but the 360 is where it's at. So let's talk about this. I got the Orange Box, which has Half-Life 2 with the 2 big story things that they had on top of it. They're still waiting for Half-Life 3. They go away forever. But it also has Portal and Team Fortress 2. So to this day, it has a lot of it there. Yeah, Half-Life.
Way back in the day.
Very popular. This is to me, this is worth of the money to get a hold of something like this. It's very useful. And pretty common still. Then the Mass Effect trilogy. Many people say this is the greatest RPG trilogy of all time. I don't know, haven't played it. But do plan on playing it eventually. Alright. And of course, look at these prices on this one. Yeah, I know.
For a video game?
Yeah. Gears of War 3, $2.99. Couldn't pass that.
Might be worth every penny. Who knows?
Gears of War 2, $2.39. Then make sure the game is in there. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's always a plus.
Gears of War, $2.39 again. And this one has multiple discs to it, and it's trying to fit on there. I hate when they do that, but there you go. Alright, then we have Lightning Returns, because I hope to one day finish Final Fantasy 13 and then play all the others. I've got all 3 parts to it. Dead Space 2, so I have the 2 Dead Space games that are worth a darn. Oh, by the way, survival horror in space, really excellent games. Condemned 2, Bloodshot. Never played it, but I've heard it is a really awesome, scary game. You're playing a detective, you're finding clues, you're just, you're doing your thing. And you got psychotic people trying to kill you. Now this one I have played, which is Condemned Criminal Origins. This is a first-person game again. Very horrific. You're going around trying to protect yourself from all these crazy, jacked-up criminals. And again, quite creepy, quite cool. And of course, everybody loves Bayonetta, so I gotta find it. You probably like this game.
I know of it.
Yeah,
There was an anime based on this, wasn't there?
Yes, there was.
Have to see it one of these days.
Her clothes are her hair. Yes.
Interesting. So she's Nami. Not Nami, Yami. That's what I was trying to say, Yami. But she's dressed about as much as Nami is.
And of course, one of the 2 Batman Arkham games that I have not played all the way through, Batman Arkham Origins.
I need to finish, I think it was the first one.
Yeah, you were playing a little bit of Arkham, and it's pretty good. It's
Arkham
a good
Asylum's
game.
a good game. I don't do much gaming at all, but I like that one.
Oh, it's great.
And then was Arkham City was the second
Oh yeah,
one?
Arkham City everybody loves, but everybody feels like Arkham Asylum was the best as far as complete package, but Arkham City they thought was one of the better open worlds. So then Arkham Knight was good, but you get to be Batman. You get to actually play Batman, and that's just cool. Well, I think that's it for our Xbox pickups. So, this time we have a small Nintendo pickup. You'll see why later.
Well, before we do that, we should talk about the deaths of the week.
Alright, after my Nintendo.
There's only a few.
You can play your deaths, but I get my Nintendo.
Here you go. We're trying something a little different. We'll actually do some footage this week.
She was living on couches that belonged to her friends. She would sleep with her feet and her shins hanging over the ends, looking over her shoulder, never knowing herself. I could leave, she could never fit in till somebody new came along. We were singing at weddings where the money was good, taking tips, singing hits for the pants on the single girl stood. Never want to get lucky, never make it.
Not too many to speak of, but it felt like giving them at least a shout out. Now it's your turn.
Alright. Nintendo. Metroid Prime Trilogy. I used to own this for a while. Then I found somebody selling it for $10 in this steel case. All 3 Metroid Prime games. These are first-person Metroid games. You use the motion controller and you just...
Hey, if you go ahead and play that, you might have a chance to one-up the Rebel Gaming Club. I believe one of them said they have not played that franchise at all.
Yeah, you need to get on this.
Yeah, so this might be your chance.
Then, of course, Metroid Other M, because somebody had it up for $1.
That is cheap.
This is the game that kind of killed the series, so I was curious as to why it killed the series. But I will play
What do
this
you
to find
expect
out.
for $1?
And then this one, I wanted to get this because this is actually what Dan Aykroyd had said. And a lot of the original Ghostbusters, including, gosh, what was his name? The one that died.
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis had said, you know, this would probably be the closest we can get to a Ghostbusters.
I
story.
played a little bit of that. It was interesting.
So, and all of them had said this is pretty much what Ghostbusters 3 would be. So, if you want to really see Ghostbusters 3, check this game out. The Wii is the way to go. You get to actually use the Pro-Time packs as if you are, you know, busting the ghost yourself. So,
Don't cross the streams.
yeah, so that's it. We will. Well, one of the things I like about the Rebel Gaming Club is that they do these really cool skits. I mean, they really change it up. It isn't just about the pickups. They have these fun wrestling moments, and of course, other things, like they did a Home Alone thing over Christmas, which I thought was hilarious. It's just, in general, something that adds depth to the show. Now, here on SeptumSin vs. the World, we would never attempt anything that dangerous here. Somebody could get hurt in something like that. No, you'll never see that from us. What?
Channel's mine now.
Ooh, that looked like it hurt.
Hello, we are back. This is now Kotobuki Jake's channel. The, we'll say channel Mach 2. And... He's my co-host. Oh no. Never mind, that's a bad sketch. Anyway, we have got... I'm going to come back and hit a couple of these things that we're roughshod over. Notably, the movie releases this week. It's not a whole lot. Because, of course, you know, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is still going strong. Not quite Jurassic Park level bigness, but... And The Incredibles is still going strong. So, you know, you gotta have, like, massive colonies to come in the week after Jurassic World. 2 weeks after Incredibles. So, what have we got this week? We've got Sicario, Day of the Soledad. If you have not yet seen Sicario, filmed by Denis Villeneuve, it was 2015, 2016, I'm drawing a blank on that, but anyway, freaking awesome film. Phenomenal film about the war on drugs at the border. And it really, Emily Blunt plays an idealistic federal agent who's really good at her job. Daniel Kaluuya plays her partner, basically, before Get Out made him a household name. And she is tapped for a sting operation by Josh Brolin, who's a shady government type. And he brings in a liaison, Alejandro, I believe was his name, played by Benicio del Toro. Del Toro should have been up for an Oscar for that film. It's freaking phenomenal. Sicario is a great film. It's dark, it's rough, it's very, very, very intense. And Day of the Soldado brings back Brolin and Del Toro. Blunt's character is not in the story, but the other two are back, and I am fascinated by the idea that our local movie theater had the poster for this next to Mary Poppins Returns, like two of the most random sequels of the year, right next to each other. Very different movies, I'm sure. But I am very much looking forward to Day of the Soldado. I will be there. And then we do want to talk about the DVD and Blu-ray releases. I mentioned Assassination Classroom, the movie. There's several other anime releases this week. The most notable ones, Sweet Blue Flowers is getting, I believe, its first Blu-ray release. It's definitely getting a re-release. And of course, there's some Gundam. But in live action, the TV series Grimm is getting a complete collection. I've not seen it yet, but I've heard good things. A lot of people love it. And then 7 Days in Entebbe. I don't remember who's in that. There is a movie that came out a while ago that's based on the same story, but this one looks pretty good. But it's basically about a hijacking and the process that everyone goes through involved. I know that's really vague, but it is based on actual events. It looks good. I know that. So those are the ones I wanted to talk about. And then it's time for the pickups. Septum's been going on and on and on and on and on and on about his video game pickups. So let's take some time for some good old-fashioned Blu-ray releases. As we have mentioned in our past videos, Sentai did an awesome evil Memorial Day sale. I have the bulk of... I did the 2 premium sets I got last week. I'm going to do the bulk of the remaining ones this week. I've got a couple more for probably next week. First one up is from Key Animation and Jun Maeda, a series that basically the people behind Air and Canon and of course Clannad. I do own volumes 1 and 2 of the series Little Busters, but I did not yet own Little Busters X. Of course, I also still do not own Refrain, and I probably should have gotten that first because I think X follows Refrain. But now I have X. I have Little Busters. I will get Refrain eventually. And actually, that's the theme of this week, is it's all stuff that's related to franchises I already had kind of dipped my toe in. In a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that this one would be coming up. I presented Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions Rika version. The remix from Rika's perspective. This, incidentally, being Rika. But this is Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions, the complete collection. This includes both seasons, the first one, and of course Heartthrob. And it includes 2 OVAs, so I don't know if those were already included in the previous edition. I think they were. And like a lot of condensed re-releases from Sentai, they did produce a dub for this version. I don't think they did for the original. So this is a series I've wanted a lot. I really wanted the premium editions, but the first premium set they ever did was this first series, and it's sold out. By the time the second one was even remotely at a reasonable price, you couldn't get the first one. So, I will have to see this very soon. I want this. I want to see this. I wanted to have it, and now I do. Next up, another highly acclaimed series. This is volumes 2 through 8. One of the best deals I got on this set. Space Brothers, volumes 2 through 8. I already had volume 1, but they had done a flash sale where it was $5. And I was like, yeah. But ever since then, I've never seen this available at a reasonable price. It's 8 volumes. Most of the time, I mean, there's a total of 99 episodes. I mean, that's a pretty long show. And I don't know if you can tell, probably can't. Okay, I got it. Since volume 1 is missing, you won't get the total picture. But if you set all of them together, you actually do get a picture on the side of the brothers. It supposedly is a really good show, and my final price, this Memorial Day sale, these were going for, I think it was $8 a volume? I think. Might have been $9 a volume, but whatever the case, I ended up paying less than about $70 for the entire show. Pretty good price. But I'm really looking forward to this one too, but given its length, it's probably going to be a minute. But one of these days. Next up, a series that I already had, and I really wanted to get the movie, but I waited until it was a really good price. I think I got it for $13, which is pretty good price. But I already have the series Bodacious Space Pirates. I love that title. It's crazy. But I now have the movie, Bodacious Space Pirates, Abyss of Hyperspace. So now, I have no reason to hold off other than time and other stuff to watch and all that stuff. I don't really have the reason that I did have for holding off on watching this series. Now I can watch it all in one go. I just gotta find time for it, but looking forward to it. And then finally, a series that is still, despite this so-called complete collection, is still incomplete. There are multiple OVAs related to this show that have not yet been released. I don't know that Sentai has the license for the OVAs, they just possibly do for the series. And I already owned the first 2 series on DVD, but A, it was going to take forever to get to those on DVD. B, they're out of order because the second series is an M and the first series is a T. So I now have this complete collection, which also includes the 3rd and 4th series and ties it all together for Tulavru. That's a big hefty set there. Yeah. Tulavru, 64 episodes, 4 series. It's Tulavru, Multo Tulavru, Tulavru Darkness, and Tulavru Darkness 2. But like I said, there's an OVA that comes between Tulavru and Multo Tulavru, that I think it's just called the OVA, that introduces Lala's twin sisters, and Sentai has never released it. And there's also Tulavru Trouble Darkness, which is an OVA series that Sentai has never released. I don't know if they ever will. This is currently all that is licensed and released in this country. But I now have it all in one small package that's all going to fit together on the shelf and not be scattered all over. And Tulavru is straight up harem series, no question about it. You can probably tell from the cover that it appeals to a certain demographic, but it's a fun show. Earlier tonight I mentioned Yami. Yami is also known as Golden Darkness. She is a character who, if I remember correctly, it's her hair that she makes weapons out of. Or it might be her hands. whatever. She makes weapons randomly, and she's supposedly an assassin. So that's who I was referencing earlier. And Lala herself, she's the dingbat alien princess, but she's not a total dingbat. She actually is a genius inventor. Yeah, go figure. And it's a fun show. It's good times. And I've only seen the first series. I think I saw the OVA. I don't think I've seen past the OVA. So I've got some stuff to look forward to. Overall, not a bad haul there. If I realized I had this screen to myself, I probably would have finished off the order. But, oh well, something for next week. And one last thing before I go. Last week on our Inside Movies Galore, we did a nice little roundtable discussion on Frogs. Wonderful, classic film from the early 70s. Try saying that with a straight face. No. It actually is a classic in its own way. And we had fun with that. But here to speak more on it is our esteemed host for that podcast, David Striggy. David?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Inside Movies Galore. It's been a while since I've done a standalone review on a film called Frogs, which I know is kind of backwards, but it's directed by George McGowan. And I know just recently I went on with a group about it, but I wanted to get a stand-alone review from my thoughts. And this was a film directed in 1972 by, like I said, George McGowan. And he was known for a lot of productions with TV. Some sequels that didn't exactly garner any favor review-wise, like he did the Over the Hill Gang sequel. He directed the Magnificent Seven Rides Again in 1972 and various TV productions. But we have a family, a patriarch by the name of the Crockett's, and the head of this patriarch is played by Ray Milland. And if you know anything about him, he has some starring roles in such films as The Uninvited, where he played a ghost hunter, which I have from the Criterion Collection, and also Fritz Lang's Ministry of Fear, and so on and so forth. But he's an actor that's from England that has been very well known. He's been around since the 30s, and he had a contract with Paramount for many years, up until like 1943 or so, and so on and so forth. But the reason why I remember Frogs is because it stars like Sam Elliott when he was like fairly young, and you almost don't recognize him except maybe in his voice somewhat, because eventually he became well known for some very cool westerns down the road, as well as being the Ghost Rider that was giving Nicolas Cage the role in a Marvel, I believe it was Marvel Comics Ghost Rider series. So it was definitely interesting to see him so young. But in any case, Sam Elliott, he plays this photographer, and there are some really cool shots that I think that were of nature and whatnot that he was trying to take in a canoe. At least his character, which he plays a character called Pickett Smith, where his canoe gets rammed in by young Clint Rocket, which most of the young people that played as actors in here, they had those those Brady Bunch looking kind of haircuts, and well, him and his sister Clint and I believe Joan Von Ark and Adam Rourke are the two characters that played the brother and sister that had rammed into his canoe, basically upsetting his journey. So ultimately they bring him to an island which apparently where this Crockett family lives. Now apparently they've done something to the ecosystem for many, many years, and they own a factory of sorts. In fact, they were talking about some paper mills or whatnot while we were learning some of the backstory. And there was definitely a butler and his family on the island. So they're all here to celebrate the birthday celebrations of this patriarch by the name of Jason Crockett, and evidently 4 of them have birthdays around the same time, and so they were trying to celebrate that, that big thing. And he's relatively older; he's like in his 70s or 80s. It could be later, but he comes off as this like rich man. So, but there's definitely elements of frogs that you see, and they definitely portray the frogs to be many in here. So as the film progresses, you see a bunch of them hopping up against the windows and whatnot. A lot of people think that this film is a bad film because none of the deaths could actually happen. But I will remember the part, the one part where the one son, he goes off. Actually, I will remember three or four deaths in here, which are actually kind of cool. The one where the one son goes off and he goes in. He ends up under this tree that has this moss hanging down, and the moss holds these tarantulas, and they just kind of cover him and wrap him around and suffocate him to death, and ultimately he dies. Well, there's another character, I think he's an offshoot son of the Crockett family. Well, he ultimately gets he goes into the greenhouse, and there are all these geckos in there, and these giant lizard-like looking things that walk in there, and he's looking for a specific plant, and he basically gets poisoned because these geckos knock these jars of poison over, and the fumes just kind of suck into his body, and it's like, oh my god. But then of course there's there's the sister of Jason, I believe, and her name is Iris, who was played by Hollis Irving, and she goes off in search of this butterfly, which ultimately leads her into the swamp, and she ends up getting chased down and falls into this leech-infested swamp, and then right afterwards she gets bitten by a snake. And the funny thing is that her body goes into some kind of rigor mortis type reaction right away, and it seems like she's dead sooner than you think. And then shortly off the way, the young man's father, who was looking for the young man who went into the greenhouse, well, he ultimately gets ripped apart by an alligator. And he was just nearby where Iris was. So there were definite. I mean, come on. There's a part where Clint's wife. Clint is obviously trying to have a relationship with the African American young woman who seems actually like she's more talkative than I would assume that a person of color would actually have at this point in time in the 70s. So it's not that I'm trying to be racial or anything like that, but it was just kind of surprising how shall I say, how outgoing the character for Bella Garrington, who was evidently there on the island to visit the butler and his family. So, in any case, I ultimately love this film. There's definitely a lot of, nature against humanity. I mean, nature just kind of got fed up and just started fighting back. And but as we realized, some of that got caught up. There was a message underlying there that nature just got kind of fed up, but I think they kind of, misconstrued the message along the way. But it was definitely a lot of fun and entertaining, and I think that this is a film that everyone should see if they have not, because it's just so out there and weird. And even though the deaths could never happen entirely, there was definitely a lot of traits that I liked about it. So I mean, yeah, it was somewhat slow, but it was a fun film, and you should take it as such and enjoy the ride. In any case, that's my review of this film. If you don't like it, that's too bad. I'm gonna tell you about it anyways. In any case, hopefully you have a good afternoon. Like, share, and subscribe, and look forward to this next week, where we talk about Silence of the Lambs, and we look back on some of the films that we have enjoyed or liked that we've talked about on the show. So, in any case, definitely check this review out if you like. And I will look forward to giving more reviews out there. So I enjoy talking about films 24/7. So my name is David Streggy. I run Movies Galore Milwaukee, as well as Inside Movies Galore, and I am a small time producer, and I just love talking about films. So definitely check the rest of our reviews out, and hopefully you've enjoyed me talking about this film. In any case, enjoy the rest of your evening, day, or whatever you're doing, and hopefully I will be back on to talk about more films. So, thank you for your time.
Ah, yes, Frogs. What a wonderfully upbeat, uplifting movie. A good old-fashioned tale of nature versus man. We don't want any more of this man versus nature crap. We want to do a little bit more of this. Let's see some old farts killed by frogs. It's a wonderful idea.
That's what you get. My show.
Damn! Now that's what I call sweet revenge. Maybe you'll make him into a little bit of relish. Relish.
Alright. So, truce?
Now that I've had my one-up drink.
All right. Well, we're going to keep on going as we normally do. I really do think that the Rebel Gaming Club can do their thing the way they do, and we can do things the way that we do. Personally, the way they do it is very exhausting. My hat's off to them. So I'm going to go with my last bit, which is the big reveal. After purchasing a house, I had a little bit of money left over that I'd been saving, and I finally got a Switch. This is the empty box, so you can't run away with it. Well, you can, but it won't do any good.
You can get all the Switches you want. Just go out in the yard and then down tree.
Yeah. But I did get a number of games with this. So, of course, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I actually have the first one on the 3DS, which is supposedly a really good RPG. I just haven't gotten into it yet. So I'm hoping that this one will also pull me in. Super Mario Odyssey. That's a must. Gotta have a Mario game on your Nintendo system.
Oh, you got one.
Oh, there you go. And this is the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. So every Street Fighter game that was in the arcades up until Street Fighter 4. So all the way through 3.
Is that the one where we were playing the one that was just Ken and Ryu?
Yes, that was the first one.
Oh my god, it was so... The game's come a long way.
So in the comments, if any of you actually played the first with the big buttons in it, the harder you would hit the button would be there. So you got the 3 moves, right? Light, medium there. It was like you would actually hit it. You hit it light, you would do the light one. You hit it medium, you do the medium one. You hit it hard, you do the hard kick.
Oh, those must have been very short-lived arcades.
Yeah, well, they changed it up with the 3 standard buttons that you notice on a regular Street Fighter 2. But this is really cool. Has my favorite one of all time, Street Fighter Alpha 3, which to me is the best Street Fighter game of all time.
Was that the one where you almost won?
Yeah, probably.
Kicked his ass. We played the first one with Chun-Li. I kicked his ass.
Yeah. So this one here, we've been
fun.
playing the heck out of this, which is the Switch Monopoly. It's actually kind of fun, and it takes a lot less time than setting up the game board. So, except for when you get sent to jail every time.
First time we played this may be a statistical anomaly. Let us know in the comments. First time we played, he went to jail 4 times before he crossed go.
Maybe they're saying something.
And then twice more before the second cross.
Look at the size of those things, though.
That's tiny.
Yeah, I know.
Well, at least they have a small box, I'll admit. But still, even that's too big for that little thing.
Yeah. So, this is Mario Kart 8. We've also been playing the heck out of this. This is a great party game. Very fun.
It's almost too many characters with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my character, and really I don't need any other characters. I play my character, it's good. This one I played a little bit of, but I've heard a lot of. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And it has been fun what little I played of it. And then, of course, I got one of these because I like indie games, and I have the first one on the computer, and I'm still working on that, which is It'll Do, which is 2. It's everybody is so psyched about it because the protagonist is a female, and it plays like old school Legend of Zelda. You have to solve puzzles, you got to go on adventures throughout the island that you're on. I don't know what's going on with this one, but when I finish the first one, there you go.
Art style kind of reminds me of Scott Pilgrim.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. That's
This is the one I'm playing on now. I get trapped in Elder Scrolls games, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to switch, really, is because I could bring this on the go. I love Elder Scrolls. I'll play it over and over again, and unfortunately neglect everything else. Finally, Binding of Isaac. Now this one I've heard some fun about. It's, dungeon crawling game randomized, where you gotta escape Isaac's mother who's trying to kill him. For ritual sacrifice. And the weapons you use are Isaac's tears. Yeah, I know. So with that being said, that's all of the video game stuff we have today. And from this point on, I promise it'll be more sparing. As I get a game, I might bring it up, but no more than, like, say, book pickups on your end.
No, I will admit, I'd be much more into video gaming if I had 5 times the amount of time that I have.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at least once I get through my DVD collection. So, about 10 years from now. But, yeah, whatever. It's a time suck. It really is. But things like Mario Kart and your fighting games, they don't take a huge amount of time. So
Yeah.
I've always liked those kind of
They're
games.
fun for parties, too. You get a friend, you can just go in and just have fun.
Yeah.
And that is all the video games. Well, I guess that's it for our episode. We are, again, thankful to the Rebel Gaming Club. I hope you look at this and you say, this is a good tribute. This is not insulting. But, in any case, I hope you all had fun at Too Many Games. Hope you kicked ass on stage. And, basically, did you? I'm looking forward to those videos. If you have not subscribed to the Rebel Gaming Club, you need to hitch up to that, take a look. They're very entertaining. And if you like video games, they like video games. We're all good. Also, you can get one of these nice shirts. You just check them out. You can get those. You can actually buy them.
And I'll go ahead and mention that in preparation for this, I went back and watched some of the stuff I hadn't before. And I'm not a huge video game person, but they are entertaining.
Yeah.
And they are also really big into music, and music is a big part of the channel unofficially.
Yeah.
So if you're a big music fan, then that also could be a good thing to look at,
So with that being said, also we do have a couple other things. Of course, thank you to those who have provided the background music. Your credits are also below. Thank you to David Striggy and Movies Galore. You can also see that review, by the way, on Inside Movies Galore if you are subscribed to his channel. And he has offered to say, yes, I will do that. As a matter of fact, he recorded it, so that we can both share in that movie goodness. And of course, if you want more on frogs, there's a nice discussion on that channel. So, of course, that's about it.
Well, also on that channel, this is their 100th one this week, right?
Oh, yeah, that is true.
So notably, we'll be joining in. We're going to be talking Silence of the Lambs, Jonathan Demme's multiple Oscar-winning film, one of the best films of all time. It should be a pretty fun discussion, I think.
Great romp.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's it, unless you have anything else.
Sounds good.
So, let's be sure to like,
Share,
subscribe,
comment.
All right, that's our last one. Take care.
Well, I guess that's our tribute to the Rebel Gaming Club. And I'm back to unemployment again. Hey, guys. Psst. Why don't you hire me? I'm a very, very good worker. I can make snide comments, and I know some people down here. We could get together, sing a song, go to a movie, those things.